So it looks like our first live reaction video landed pretty well with you, my viewers, and you've requested that I keep these up on the channel. So here we are. This is our second one. Hopefully we're going to make this a staple here on the channel. I received a DM that I needed to check out this video. It's called Why Helldivers 2 Isn't Fun Anymore. And this one's coming to us from an 𝗮𝗯𝗍𝗏. Now, there were a few instructions in this DM, actually 4 points that I needed to bring up that I should expect in this video. Number 1 was I needed to watch the video. Here we are. Number 2 was that it had some pretty valid points. We're going to check it out. Number 3, they said this was pure comedy. I love comedy. I can't wait for that. And number 4 was reloads. I don't know. We're going to find out on that one together.
Helldivers 2 used to be fun, but not anymore, and it's all because of not being able to fucking reload.
Oh my god, I've been here so many times.
I'm sick of this fucking reload. If you're watching
right there,
you're one of 3 types of players. 1, you're a Glazediver. Yes, there's an actual definition for this term, which is absolutely hilarious. Being a Glazediver means if you say anything positive about Helldivers 2, you're a complete homer who suffers from Stockholm Syndrome. No pun intended. Get it? Because Stockholm is the capital of Sweden and that's where Arrowhead Studios is? Okay, I'll stop. 2,
I gotta call timeout. This video is coming on so fast and so hot and heavy here at the beginning. I get it. I get it now. I can see why you DM'd me this video to watch. Oh yeah. We got to go back though. I got to see some of this artwork here. A Glazediver is an individual acting as the unpaid PR team for Helldivers 2, defending blatantly bad changes made by its developers as if they can do no wrong. Usually comprised of people who spend more time arguing than they do playing the game, which leads to a clear and severe lack of nuance on any game-related topics. Disclaimer, not someone who simply enjoys the game or even likes the bad changes. It's defending them that's the difference. Yes. And then their Steam comment from the Glazer says Arrowhead could do no wrong and Helldivers 2 makes my nipples hard. Man, let's just keep going.
You're a complete homer who suffers from Stockholm Syndrome. No pun intended. Get it? Because Stockholm is the capital of Sweden and that's where Arrowhead Studios is? Okay, I'll stop. 2, you're a hate diver, meaning if you criticize Helldivers 2 in any way, you're just a hater that is never allowed to be critical of the game. You should probably go away and play Fortnite instead, a game with real live service. That's a joke, relax. 3, you're a middleman. You acknowledge there may be issues with the game, but you still enjoy playing regardless. And honestly, even amidst all the chaos between Arrowhead and the so-called Glazedivers and hate divers, this is where I currently stand. But by the end of the video, I want to see if one side can actually change my mind and sway me over, so stick around to the end for that. Now, I will admit I've done my fair share of Glazediving, but I mean, I come from Call of Duty, you gotta cut me some slack. That game's taken all the fun out of it, and it's been shoving it straight up my ass for years. But that's what this Helldivers 2 fun problem comes down to. Not the shoving it up my ass part. I'm talking about fun, because it's been hard to ignore the concerning rise in Helldivers players who are no longer having fun. If I say fun one more time, I'm going to stand in front of my own rocket sentry. But now that Helldivers 2 is back down to mostly negative reviews on Steam, and after they got destroyed after Arrowhead's recent AMA on Reddit, there's one word that comes to mind. One word that explains all of Helldivers 2's drama. Ego. So the real question is, who has the bigger ego? Arrowhead or the players?
That's an excellent question for chat. Who has the bigger ego? The developers at Arrowhead or the players? Drop a comment.
And is this the reason why Helldivers 2 is really becoming less fun? Oh, I almost forgot player type number 4. You don't know what the hell's going on right now. You're just here for the ride. And to that I say, let's dive. Right into the video. A game for everyone is a game for no one. This philosophy is front and center on Arrowhead's website, and it's been the rock for Helldivers fans since the game's release, and it's probably tattooed on their nuts. And I mean, that's a good thing, right?
What?
Well, other than the nut tattoo, that's gotta be pretty painful. Rather than appealing to a broad audience like Call of Duty and Fortnite, Helldivers 2 targeted a niche audience who was tired of the generic AAA slop, just like I'm tired of not being able to fucking reload. And not only did Arrowhead's philosophy work, it lifted Helldivers 2 beyond expectations in 2024 as it became PlayStation's fastest selling game ever. The community praised the developers for simply putting the players first and prioritizing fun. Damn it, there it is. But as time has passed, it feels like this innocent little philosophy has become a major problem. For one, let's talk about concerns with Arrowhead's my way or the highway type of attitude directed towards the community.
Oh, he's going there.
Again, I'm not claiming to be either a Glazediver or hate diver. whatever. I'm just trying to be as objective as possible, but I'm sure both sides will end up claiming me by the end of the video, so I'm screwed either way. When 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 did the AMA on the Helldivers 2 subreddit, it faced tons of backlash and criticism for being tone deaf. One comment reads,
this didn't go
"Why
well.
are the devs adamant on making the game they want and not the game their players deserve?" Another reads, "Maybe it's just me nitpicking, but are we really still doing this you feel a certain way type thing, rather than just saying we have failed? Plus you're starting off an AMA by essentially calling the people you're talking to hateful and misinformed. Pile, if you ask anyone who isn't a blind glazer, Arrowhead has objectively failed in terms of balance, polish, communication, keeping their promises, and maintaining a live service product. Also, fix Bedrock, Mojang." But the overall feeling after the AMA
Hey, that's my
was
comment.
that players still were left unheard, and it felt like Helldivers 2 was only going to get worse. But let's be honest, you were holding your breath scrolling for that Mojang comment. It's fucking everywhere. But imagine this. You go out to a restaurant, and their motto is, "A menu for everyone is a menu for no one." So they dish out specific meals that only a niche group of customers will enjoy eating. And there's nothing wrong with that, until customers start saying, "Hey man, this tastes like shit, and it's giving me explosive diarrhea. Maybe you should fix this." But you know what the chef says? A menu for everyone is a menu for no one. The customer then calls in a Patriot exosuit and the rest is history. But do you see how crazy that is? The chef uses the restaurant's vision to justify its poor quality and deflect any blame. It's like, yeah, a bunch of you may have had explosive diarrhea, but hey, a menu for everyone is a menu for no one. The product is no longer about vision or appealing to a niche audience. It becomes weaponized as an ego trip that ignores the customers. And this is exactly what the Helldivers feel is happening with Arrowhead.
Man, so far spitting some serious facts. First off, I love the editing style of this video. I've been doing this a long time, and I can tell you, to make a video like this, to make it flow like this, and of course the comedic level, I can respect the grind spent in the editing software to make this. I don't know how many subs 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 has, but whatever they have, they deserve a lot more, because this is a fresh video. I'm really liking it.
Now the Glazedivers can come in and say, "I don't know what you're complaining about. I'm still having tons of fun. The devs don't have to do everything you say." And well, that's ultimately true. I personally still very much enjoy the core gameplay loop,
True.
and I thank Arrowhead for giving millions of players a live service game to actually enjoy. But that also doesn't mean I can't be justifiably critical of the game.
Also
Kinda
true.
like how I'm justifiably critical of how I still can't f***ing reload. Look, it's not everyone, but Arrowhead has a massive issue with the Helldivers, who seem to be growing by the day. They have major issues with Arrowhead, and it all comes down to one thing: command bunkers. Ego over fun. Look, much of the
bunkers,
community
yes.
believes ego has caused a load of issues in Helldivers 2. One issue being the GRUNT fantasy controversy. When I first heard about this, I was honestly expecting to discover a new kink, so I had to look it up because I had no idea what the hell it actually meant. So anyway, here's what I found in case you never heard of it either.
Is it a
GRUNT
kink?
fantasy game, exemplified by Helldivers 2, focuses on playing as an expendable ordinary soldier, a grunt, rather than an overpowered hero, emphasizing high-stakes, tactical survival against overwhelming odds. So basically you're telling me Minecraft Steve is going up against every mob in Minecraft all at once. I can't imagine how that would piss people off.
Oh no.
I can't fucking move. I'm in the water. Dude, what in the fuck is happening? First
Yep.
of all, the biggest problem players have with Grunt Fantasy is simple. Arrowhead is prioritizing their own vision over player enjoyment. And yes, it could be some deranged kink, I'm not gonna look it up. You see, Helldivers 2 was originally marketed as a cinematic co-op horde shooter. You join the elite special forces of Super Earth in a galactic war against bugs and robots. Except, get ragdolled. Holy sh**. Holy sh**.
Oh yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
You ever wondered why players don't like going over to the bot front?
Oh my fucking gosh, how the f did he not get hit down? Holy
Exhibit A.
what the f Holy fucking shit, dude. I can't fucking move. I can't move. I can't move. I can't move. Holy Holy
Just random
Holy-
explosions.
Holy
Mercy killing there at the end.
You're
Jesus.
fucking kidding me. You will learn quickly after playing, especially as you progress through higher difficulties, that your character is far from overpowered. Whether you're getting burned to death by a Hulk Scorcher or getting poked to death by bugs who move at the speed of light, you almost feel, well, like a grunt. And if you ask Arrowhead, they'll tell you that's the point. The Glazedivers will defend them and say, "But that's your fun. It's supposed to be difficult." But here's the thing, man. I don't think any player is going to argue that they don't want a challenge. That's why there's 10 different difficulties to play on, so that isn't the issue.
Facts.
The issue lies where the developers seem to be focused on nerfing the players and making the game more difficult, rather than listening to player feedback and focusing on making the game more fun. And over time, this continues to show up more and more. Like a hemorrhoid. I don't know. Like and subscribe,
What?
it's free. The 𝗏𝗍𝗃 would argue 4 players is unfair in a grunt fantasy. How can you make the players weak and disposable when it's a small team of 4 going up against overpowered enemy hordes? But then the Glazedivers would say, well, that's why you have 20 reinforcements and a bunch of stratagem to help you out. And being a so-called grunt is what makes your game fun, you pathetic loser. Yeah, I love this community. But can I ask why I can't take the high ground?
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Anytime I try to dive on top of a really high position, it just automatically moves you away so that you can't land where you want, and it won't let you climb a rock if the game thinks it's too tall. It's also really fun when you go to throw down a stratagem and it just bounces across the map just cause why not? Why not torture you? Rather than enabling player creativity, it feels like Arrowhead sometimes nerfs players for the sake of balance rather than making the game as fun as possible. So I get the frustration with issues like this, but that's all, right? Nope. Why are we trying to fix melee? I'm gonna be honest, the only time I ever melee is when I'm getting chased by hundreds of bugs, my weapon won't reload, my stamina runs out, and I'm forced to bat them away with my weapon that wasn't doing much damage anyway.
I gotta be honest, this guy's like my spirit animal. He's saying all my deepest, darkest thoughts about Helldivers right here in this video. Yeah, I'm one of these players too, man. I do not melee unless I'm just surrounded and I'm trying to give myself just a little bit of space just so I can squeeze in a reload. I'm still enjoying this video, man. So good.
In Helldivers 2, melee is an extremely niche playstyle, and it's something that never really broke the game. It was just something that offered a fresh approach, and dare I say, something that was fun to use. Like, damn, you're telling me not even melee is safe from the nerfs? Who asked for this? But surely it can't get dumber than this, right? Wrong. Armor Transmog. It's actually short for Transmogrify, which comes from transfigure and modify. You're welcome for saving you the Google search. Armor Transmog enables players to customize armor appearance while also keeping its perks. Sounds like a pretty cool feature, right? And it just makes sense. Well, just in case you were in favor of this, Arrowhead basically says, yeah, go f yourself. You see, Arrowhead believes in keeping the armor identity consistent. The idea is heavy armor should look heavy, and specialized armor like fire resistant should each look unique. Here's the direct quote from the creative director 𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗃𝗏 himself. "We are not doing transmog. It doesn't make sense. Equipment looks different because it has different effects. Swapping one for the other is like having an apple that tastes like bacon or the other way around."
This has been debated since we got the game back in 2024. Why is it that we can't have transmog? I mean, if I've got 2 medium armor sets, one's got med kit and the other one's got, I don't know, peak physique, why can't I swap them? Seriously, why can't I swap them? It does nothing for the team. It doesn't buff my squad. It's just me for me. If I want to run med kit and on a suns out, guns out look for the peak physique armor, why can't I wear that? I don't know, man. I think this would be a slam dunk for the community. It really would.
Yeah, so all you Helldivers who want to look cool while using the best armor, you're just stupid. But seriously, in a PvE game, why would I care about my teammates' build? I mean, it helps in a game like Battlefield 6 where I need to know if there's a medic nearby, which
they're never going to pick them up.
He's just going to ignore me anyway, let's be real. But in Helldivers 2, when talking about the armor's visual recognition, it honestly feels irrelevant. Limiting your players to the same armor sets kills player creativity when it comes to customization, and it feels boring and repetitive. That's why we should all play Fortnite. Mech customization. This would enable players to customize their mechs. Yeah, makes sense. Since multiple exosuits have been released, the discussion behind customization has only intensified. Now, there's good news and bad news. Let's start with the good news. Arrowhead hasn't said no. Not yet anyway. They have not openly spoken against this feature like they did with Armor Transmog, so the players who are in favor of mech customization are still holding out hope for this, which is a good sign. But here's the bad news. Not everyone feels the same, and it could ultimately lead to Arrowhead saying no. At least it wouldn't be the first time. These players feel mech customization would turn Helldivers 2 into a hero machine power fantasy, kinda like Titanfall, rather than its intended grunt fantasy, because eventually, players would discover the meta build, which would defeat the purpose of customization in the first place. So the devs prefer to keep it simple and leave the mech stratagems as they are, disposable. Yeah, we're not getting this shit, are we? Progression.
Probably
Once
not.
you reach the end game on Helldivers 2, Warbonds are pretty much the only new thing to progress towards. Once you hit that level cap and max out your ship modules, resources like samples and requisition slips become useless, and that leaves us with the $10 premium Warbonds, which have led to pay-to-play complaints. Not only that, but many players are concerned Helldivers 2 is becoming pay-to-win. There are accusations that Arrowhead is gatekeeping customization so they can sell more mechs in future Warbonds.
You see that lumberer mech over there spraying down the ground? Why does that lumberer mech have a functional flamethrower but we don't have one? And we haven't had one for months. I want that version.
Helldivers players were left with the impression that stratagems would remain free content, but if you're locking them behind a Warbond, how do you think players are going to react?
Excellent
It's one of
point.
the biggest reasons Steam reviews slid back down to mostly negative, and it's one of the biggest reasons why it feels like Helldivers 2 just isn't fun anymore.
I would add in there, not only was it the EXO experts with the stratagems included, of course, the mechs in there, but it was also that patch that came out at the same time as EXO experts, which was labeled as a buff patch, but what it really buffed up was pretty much every single enemy in the game and their durable damage, especially the Terminid faction. It was an explosive diarrhea 1-2 punch against us.
So how do we fix all this? Well, it's actually really simple. Everyone has to take their egos and shove it right up there. One of my favorite developers right now is Embark. Much like Arrowhead, Embark released a successful game that kind of just went viral out of nowhere. Oh, and they're also currently getting shit on, so maybe not the best example right now. But initially, Arc Raiders was an extraction shooter that defied the odds and went mainstream.
Crazy
Kind of like
numbers.
Helldivers 2 because you survive OP enemy robots and try to extract. Except, you don't have to run into these pieces of absolute shit. But Arc Raiders became so
PvP.
popular that it was dominating big games like Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty on Steam. And the real reason for its popularity?
Fun?
Embark made the game fun. And that's
There
the
we go.
thing I think Helldivers 2 is slowly starting to forget. Fun should always come first, not ego. Not sticking it to the community, and not making the game more difficult for the sake of it. Because if we learn anything from Arc Raiders, and as I said earlier, players are not against the challenge. They're against anything being prioritized over fun. So how does Arrowhead fix this? Start by fixing the little things. Fix all the bugs, fix the stimming, let us take the high ground, stop nerfing us, stop letting the enemies teleport through walls, and oh yeah, let me f***ing reload. Then you can move on to the bigger
me
solutions
reload,
that the community
please.
has been begging for. One being armor transmog. Rather than forcing players to wear a hideous looking armor set, Arrowhead can give players the freedom to keep perks while using an armor set they like. This would incentivize players to invest more in premium Warbonds, since we could wear any new armor set while keeping our favorite perks. Arrowhead can also add mech customization. Instead of limiting players to preset mechs, the devs can enable players to customize the mechs they earn. Imagine swapping out individual arms to mix a flamethrower and a laser.
I
Or
love
imagine
that.
being able to swap out different armor pieces that not only look different, but also have different abilities. This would solve the endgame progression issue, where players would be able to spend any excess samples and requisition slips on something meaningful. Not only would this give more meaningful progression, but it would also enable mechs to be free and customizable rather than locking them behind premium Warbonds. Now, I know many of you may be thinking there is no way in hell Arrowhead is going to change their minds. And to that I'd say, damn it, you may be right. But this ties back into the devs prioritizing fun over ego. At some point, you gotta listen to the players and simply implement the changes they want. Listen to your hardcore fans too, not just your casual fans. We've seen the same song and dance with a big franchise like Call of Duty. Needless to say, it didn't end well. Please don't copy them. And I get it. Not
That end
everyone is going
mission.
to agree with these fixes, but that's okay. Different sides of the community are going to have different visions for what will make Helldivers 2 thrive. What's stupid for a Glazediver would be amazing for a Hatediver. And of course, in the middle of recording this video, we get a Warhammer collab. So yeah, good start I guess. We also got exciting new promises of galactic war campaigns, a max level cap of 300, new ships and overhauled modules among other promises. But that's all they are for now. Promises. And it's a lot easier
True.
said than done on the developer's part. Think about how difficult it is to keep a live service game active nowadays and not completely fall off. Think about all the recent indie games and all these big live service games that have fell off not too long after its release. If you ask me, Arrowhead has done a solid job of not only hooking new players and getting us to keep coming back, but they've built one of the most passionate fan bases on Earth. Someone learned that the hard way. But at the end of the day, we all just want Helldivers 2 to be fun and stay fun. So maybe the real question is not about if Arrowhead will choose fun over ego, and maybe it's not about if Helldivers 2 is in great danger. The real question is which side is going to claim me in the comments. This should go over well. But after you go to war in the comments, watch this video next, and feel free to like, subscribe, and share with your friends if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, everyone. I am a 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗛𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Once again, this is a banging edit. Let me check on this. How many subs does 𝗮𝗋𝗋𝗋 have? What? Yeah, I'm going to drop a link to their channel and, of course, links to this video down in my video description. And everyone needs to go down there right now. You need to go sub to this channel and drop a comment on the why Helldivers 2 isn't fun anymore video. And while you're there, let them know Buzz sent you, because I've got to tell you, as somebody that can respect the grind, this video and the edit here was really well done. But not only that, it was really well paced and comedic, and it was just dropping fact after fact. And again, I'm going to have to ask it, why is it that Arrowhead keeps fighting players who have been asking for Transmog? I mean, if we've got the sets in that specific class, either light, medium, or heavy, what is it going to hurt if we swap a primary passive from one to the other? Again, this isn't a game where players' talents buff the entire squad. Also, what is it about mech customization that is just so taboo? You know, I feel like both of those are super majority issues with the Helldivers player base, and both would be easy wins for the studio. Also, great points presented throughout this one, but I want to quickly backtrack to this topic of ego. Now, this was a while back, and I think I read this comment over in the Helldivers Reddit, although I may be wrong with the source, and it described Arrowhead, Helldivers 2, and how this game was received. Now, I may mess up the specifics here with this analogy, but it went something like this. Arrowhead spent years trying to make spaghetti. They failed, though, and delivered pizza. The problem was the players loved the taste of that pizza. But Arrowhead, letting their ego get in the way, has now spent the last 2+ years trying to turn that great-tasting pizza back into spaghetti. You know, regardless of what the intentions were and what was delivered, Arrowhead, this is the pain you've put your community through, which was, again, so well spelled out here in this video. After all that talk of pizza, I just realized I skipped dinner. Remember to hit subscribe and to ring that notifications bell, especially if you happen to like our second ever live reaction video here on the channel. If you're on mobile, please swipe to hype the video. And before we go, I'd like to send a massive shout out to all our hardcore channel supporters. Until the next one, this is 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃 signing off.